lovely, Jocelyn here, and thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing going from a receptionist to a therapist and my top 5 tips to realistically change my career. You're not going to want to miss this, so stay tuned and check it out. I graduated with a BA in English from Adelphi University, which is in Garden City, New York. And I bounced around a lot and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do even when I was in college. I decided that I wanted to be a writer. But with an English degree and graduating from school, I didn't really have the confidence that I needed, nor did I have the good habits that I needed to really become the writer that I wanted to be. So I ended up just taking a job as a receptionist. And then as the years went by, I just continued to go from job to job as I saw better opportunities or with higher pay. And I would just keep progressing on and on until I got to a point where I was making good money and I had a more prestigious title, but my job was draining the life out of me. And I knew that I needed to change it, but I just didn't know how. Anybody else feel like that? Yeah, that's exactly how I was feeling. That was the start of me deciding to change my career path. You can do it too. Believe in yourself. Don't stay at a job that is sucking the life out of you. You can change, you can do something else, and you can have a more fulfilling career, not just a job for a paycheck that you're slaving for. Tip number 1, deciding what you want to change. Now, for me, it was difficult at first. It's like I knew that I wanted to be a writer, but I also felt like, oh, that isn't realistic, you know, it takes a lot for writers to make a lot of money, but that's not true. Once I went online and I started to do some research, I noticed that there were a lot of people out there writing every day on blogs and making a full-time income writing every day and writing on the things that they were passionate about. I pushed myself and I started a blog. But whatever it is that you want to do, the first step is deciding exactly what it is that you want. Step number 2, finding a mentor and reading self-help books. Now this was a major step. And I know you might be like, what, mentor, what, self-help books? Let me tell you something. They made a tremendous difference in my life. Not only that, but the most important thing that they did was help me build my confidence. I was not even confident enough to decide for a fact that I wanted to change. It took me months to even figure out exactly what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. And it's definitely a step that you're gonna need to take if you really wanna change, but you don't have the confidence or you have fear and it's stopping you from changing. You definitely need to build up your confidence in self-help books or even going on YouTube. I was watching a lot of self-help gurus like Brene Brown and Tony Robbins, Oprah Winfrey, just listening to a lot of different people talk about their journeys, talk about the things that they went through, and the fact that they could have been living a completely different life right now had they not made the hard decisions that it took for them to be as successful as they are. So sometimes it's gonna take for you to push yourself, but it'll be well worth it because then you'll be living a life that you love. Tip number 3, coming up with a plan or a strategy. This is major. How am I gonna change my career? You know, if you were like me, I was working full-time, had 2 children, and I needed to be able to pay the rent. I needed to be able to pay the bills. I had a car note, I had car insurance. You know, I can't just quit my job and run off and start this blog. No, I had to work. I still work. I still get up and go to work every day. But what I'm doing is I'm pushing myself to develop multiple streams of income so that I can gain that financial independence that I do want to have. You definitely need to figure out, I know what I want, but what am I gonna do to get there? What steps do I need to take to get there? If you're not planning to change your future, then it's not gonna change and it's gonna stay exactly the way it is. You have to plan, you have to come up with a strategy, you can do it. Don't think that you can't do it. Tip number 4, take small steps. Over time, it is a huge leap. And this is really important. I don't want you to think that the road to success is get rich quick. Anything that says get rich quick is a lie, it's a scheme, it doesn't work. It's going to take hard work, it's going to take dedication, and it's going to take focus. But how bad do you want it? Do you really want to change your career? Do you really want to change your life? I did. I really did. I was miserable waking up every day. I started to build my confidence. I started to build my ambition. I had advanced to a certain level at work. I was making more money, but things just weren't coming together for me. So finally, I started reading these self-help books. I started coming up with a strategy and a plan. And once I did that, things started to change for me rapidly. first thing I decided is, okay, I want to change my career. I wanted to become a therapist. So I said, okay, I already have a mountain of student loan debt. How can I go back to school without paying so much money? Then I remembered that my grandmother and my aunt used to work for a university. And when you work for a university, you can go back to school for free. So what I decided was I'll start applying to local universities in my area. I'll start applying. I kept my eye out every single day. This took about a year. Every day I was checking the job boards, I was applying for jobs. I had to keep pushing myself because I knew that that's what I wanted, and I knew that that would be the way for me to go back to school without continuing to mount up a bunch of student loan debt. And it took a while, but I believed in myself. I saw myself in that position. I saw myself going back to school. Next thing I know, I had an interview. That interview didn't work out. I didn't quit there, I kept going. A few months later, I got another interview, and the interview went great, but then they ended up going with a different person. That really upset me because I saw myself in this position. I knew that that's what I wanted, but I kept pushing myself. So I kept applying. Then I got another interview, and that interview, I got the job. I was so excited, and it felt so good to see the plan that I had written down starting to unfold itself. And it was only because I didn't give up and I kept pushing myself. So you have to remember, don't give up. Don't give up. Keep pushing yourself. Once you have a plan, just keep going with it. It's okay if things don't work out the first time or the second time. Keep going. Believe in yourself. Have confidence. Do what you need to do for as long as it takes, so that way you'll be able to have the things that you want to have. I like the job a lot better, and the biggest perk was me being able to go back to school, and I'm still able to maintain my apartment, to maintain my bills. Yeah, I have to budget tightly, but it's something that I see myself doing in the future. And now I'm enrolled in graduate school to become a therapist, and it's like a dream come true. Had I not started to write my goals and decide what I wanted to do, had I not created a plan or a strategy, I'd still be sitting at the job that was sucking the life out of me. Tip number 5. Do not get discouraged. I want to encourage you. If you believe that this is something that you want to do in your heart, and it's something that is a God-given talent that's already inside of you and you're already really good at it, push yourself. It's not going to be a get rich quick, but the journey that you go on, it's going to make you a better person for it. I can guarantee you that. Every day I get up, I'm on the grind. I get up, I go to work every day, and in my off time, I'm writing, working on my blog. I'm also working on content creation. On Christmas Day, I'm going to be releasing a 2018 guide to goal setting. Now, this is all of the research that I've done to help me change my life in the way that I have. This is all of the tips and tricks that I found, and it's a step-by-step guide on deciding what to change, finding a mentor, coach, and reading self-help books, coming up with a strategy or a plan, taking small steps because over time it'll be a huge leap, and how to stay positive and not get discouraged. I'm going to release it on Christmas Day on my website at girlsambition.com. Now, this guide is for anybody. You know that you want to change in your life, but you're just not sure on the steps that you need to take in order to make that change. This guide is for you. It could be you want to save up for a house, or you want to save up to get a certain kind of car that you want to have, or you want to save so that you can have a $25,000 wedding. Whatever it is, it's a guide to goal setting. So any goals that you can think of in your mind, you can have those things, but it takes a plan, and it takes a strategy, and it takes for you to implement these things so that you can have them in your life. If you need help organizing your plans and your ideas so you can get on the path to achieving the goals that you want to achieve for yourself. Thank you again so much for watching. Don't forget about my 2018 guide to goal setting. Put a reminder in your phone right now so that you don't forget. It'll be a great gift for you, for yourself, just so that you can already get in the swing of your New Year's resolutions, because you can already decide what it is you want to change. You can already implement a plan and have it in place so that when the new year gets here, boom, you're off and running. I love you for watching. Don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribed and thumbs up this video.